Oh, good start, me. Alrighty, so hope everyone is doing oakley dokley today. Uh, Figured I tried to make sure I stream. I wanted to clean up some things at my here at the house before I really did anything, and I didn't even plan on when it was I was gonna be done, and then I make myself something real quick, and then I sat down and I'm like, yeah, so I can chill out for a minute, until 5:30 hits, and then for some reason I didn't realize what time it was, and I looked and I was like, oh no, it's 5:28. I'm gonna not be here at 5:30 like I initially wanted to, but we're good now though. I'm here. That's what matters. So looking at the team that I have here, I did last time. I got my Aerodactyl up a little bit just because it was incredibly low level compared to everybody else. And I also did teach it Rock Slide as well. So I got Rock Slide, Fly, Wing Attack, and Steel Wing, and I gave it Steel Wing just for some variety. Everybody else really has not changed since last time I was on. And Shelter is also at the same level. And we are going to utilize the trainers that are down here more and get Aerodactyl caught up with everyone. And also, what was the word? Oh, can I surf? I can surf. I want to get that. I think it's the TM for skills swap. And I think there's also a hidden item here as well. Or I could be misremembering, which is more than likely the case. Well, hello there, Silver Lugia. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, the last few times I think you were by, you had the weather was being nuts for you. Well, one of the last times. I don't think I battled the trainers that are down here, right? I gotta remember if I battled everybody down here. I did not. That's good. I'll have trainers to fight, which is nice. Now, will I be able to beat all of them? Well, at least with Aerodactyl? Maybe. Especially, so we got, yeah, because this is Rock Slide, this is Wing Attack, and then Fly, and then Iron Tail. So definitely going to be utilizing a lot of Rock Slide. At least for the electric types. Well, and then also they have a lot of the flying type guys around this way too. Electrode. I hope I'm faster. Yes, I am. Except for that long razor. Nice. I got to think if I'm wondering if I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those things where if you haven't kind of been into it since it originally started, is it one of those things where it's kind of easy to get into? And I'm kind of bummed out that I don't have a cutter for that, because I think it's just an iron there, and they have a Nidoran and a Nidorino. But yeah, I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those things where it's oh, you never really got into it when you were younger. Just stay away from it. Because I know people who are like that about some animes that I contemplated getting into. Everyone was oh, I hear a lot of good things about Naruto, and they have a lot of episodes, so I think it'd be really cool to try to get into it. And they were like, no, you probably shouldn't. I was like, what? I was like, this is the first time I've ever heard somebody who's into anime say, no, don't watch an anime. And he was like, it's been, the show's been around for so long that you'd have literally, and I'm not joking, thousands of episodes. He's like, you would never catch up. I'm like, well, does it matter if I catch up? Can I just watch it and enjoy it? He was like, you just shouldn't. Just don't do it. And I think I watched the first 7 episodes, and I was like, whew, there's a lot of filler in this. And he was like, yeah. He's like, dude, just don't even watch it. Just stop while you're ahead. I was like, man, this guy is the worst salesman ever. Few funny ones oh, you stole my blue eyes? Maybe you try to take that blue eyes. Stole my blue eyes. Was it? Is was I think because the most I can remember is I cannot remember what the antagonist or one of the antagonists' names is, because I know there's Yugi or whatever, Yugi the kid, and then there's like the pharaoh that's trapped in the necklace thing he's got. Can't remember what it was. I just know it's the pyramid thing. And then you get Joey. Everybody knows Joey, especially because they always seem to have a lot of fun with making him make really funny faces. But then there's the other guy. I think he wore a purple shirt. Oh no, I think he had like a purple shirt, but he had like the coat, which for some reason, now that I like look back at him, like he kind of reminds me of Gary Oak a little bit. But I think that was like his big thing, is he always had like the blue eyes white dragon. And I think like Yugi's big thing was he had the Dark Magician, I think that was always like his big thing. I think that was the case. Oh, Whirlwind, you suck. Oh no, I don't remember what moves are what on you, so let me check right quick. So, Surf, Roar Beam the right, Water Pulse there. Okay. Yeah, let's just Sorry, let's just Water Pulse it. There we go. Wait, Snatch, Steal it. Which is Yugi, okay. What is the name of that freaking guy, though? I think... Or wasn't there also a card? If I didn't do that, he'd have won with Exodia. Oh yeah, because that's the one that has where it's like it's 5 cards. I think it's the limbs and then the head. And pretty much if you get that and you get to have that on the field, it's pretty much just game. Like, I think that's like one of the things I can remember, because like I wasn't into it, but it was one of those things where like my brother was one of those where he like kinda, when he was much younger, he tried to like stick with the fads. So like, yeah, like for him, like Yu-Gi-Oh was like one of the big things, because like he also was into Pokemon a lot. But then after Pokemon, it was like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of like started to creep in a little bit as well. Just shortly after it, and he bounced from Pokemon and he went to Yu-Gi-Oh, but I never left Pokemon, so I was like, oh, I guess I'll just keep going with the stuff that he has. Okay, so it is that one, I was right. But yeah, no, like he ended up kind of going with Yu-Gi-Oh for a bit, and he went like super crazy into it. And we had like one friend who that was like his big thing, is he was into Yu-Gi-Oh. And I don't know how he did it, but this kid had enough Yu-Gi-Oh cards in like 2005 or 6, whatever year it was. But he had enough to where he could literally, in his bedroom, he could cover the floor and not like perfectly like line up the cards to where it was like exactly like one next to it. I mean, he could just like throw them on the ground and like have overlap like crazy. But this kid had enough cards to cover his entire bedroom floor. Just that many Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I was like, dude, like even like underneath his bed, the cards could go under there and still cover the floor. And I'm like, how do you have all of this? And I think he actually did say, he was like, well, a couple of these I did probably take from friends that forgot about it. And I was like, oh gosh, all right, that's cool, I guess. But it's because where I was growing up at, it was considered like one of the poor areas. And yeah, like, and I will say, like, you know, like we weren't exactly like, you know, doing great ourselves, but I at least didn't steal stuff, and also our house didn't smell like pee, so that was pretty cool. Also, where is... Oh no, that's a bummer. Oh, one of the nice things about these shorts is now not as cool. I don't have the string. The string went inside onto in the thing. Not know this. Most of the Yu-Gi-Oh canon characters, actors, voice both. Oh yeah, dude. There's this anime. I forget what it. It's literally a Harry Potter parody. It's like Harry Potter and One Piece, or not One Piece, One Punch Man. But there's like one of the main characters that's in it. He started talking, like, I literally, this is like me just 30 seconds into, like, kind of like just coming down there, seeing what she was talking about and what she was watching. And as soon as I hear one of the guys talk, and I turn over, I was like, oh, that's All Might's voice actor. Oh, and also, you know, the same guy also plays Piccolo. And she was like, what? No, I don't think that's him. And I was like, no, hun, that's him. I was like, listen to it. I was like, when he, at least when he's like calm and serious, he sounds just like him. And she like listened and she was like, is it? She was like, I think that is. And so then I like Googled what that character's name was. And I was like, okay, so this is the guy's name. And then looked up who Piccolo's was. And I was like, oh yeah, look, it's the same guy. And All Might. And I was like, yep, all the same dude. She was like, how did you hear that just like 2 seconds listening to this? And I was like, I just have an ear for that shit. But I personally think it's because there's like so many movies where like when I was a kid, like just like watching stuff, and you don't realize that they actually like reuse a guy for shows and movies and stuff. So like one of the first times that I like ever really noticed it was, I think I was watching Cyber Chase, and you have one of the characters in there is Digit, and he's voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. Oh gosh, that was loud. I apologize for that. Hold on, let me turn this down real quick. There we go. That's a polite of me to do that. But I'm like, listen, and I was like, okay. I was like, I feel like I've heard this guy's voice before, like somewhere else. And then I watched Aladdin again, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is that the same freaking guy? And because this is like the only way you could look at it before like Google was easily accessible, I had to like look at the VHS and look at like the voice actors and stuff, or like look at the credits in the movie and saw who voiced Iago, and then I'm like, you know, Cyber Chase's credits would start or whatever, and then you'd look and you're like, oh my gosh, those are the same voices. Oh, but the one that actually did take me a while longer to actually like figure out who he was in the same show. The guy who voices Hacker is Christopher Lloyd, and I didn't realize it was Christopher Lloyd until, I mean, even years after figured out like Gilbert Gottfried and him was the same guy. But I'm like listening to like a newer episode of like Cyber Chase because like one of my siblings was watching it. And I stopped and I'm listening, and I was like, Christopher Lloyd? And one of my sisters kind of stopped and listened too, and she was like, that is him. How did we not know that? I was like, I have no idea, but those are literally, that was nuts. So like, I guess like as a kid, it like sort of ruined it for me a little bit, where I'm like, oh, they're kind of like not real people for some reason. Like, I don't know why that like ruined it, but then I got older and I was like, nah, it's kind of neat when you can point that stuff out. Reuse the original voice for Joey Wheeler and Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what I remember. I remember that like that guy like consistently has been. I think he's actually, for when it comes to like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, isn't he one of like the most consistent voice actors? I think for it is the guy who voiced Joey Wheeler, and he also voiced somebody else. Like he voiced somebody, but like in something that. I don't know any other douchey way to sound this, but like it's something that I was like into. And I remember somebody being like, yeah, did you know this was also Joey Wheeler? And I was like, who's Joey Wheeler? And they were like, from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. They're like, how did you not watch Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid? And I was like, I don't know, I just didn't. I wasn't into it. I think the most I tried to, when it came to Yu-Gi-Oh!, the most I tried to do with it, one, I actually did think that the card art was actually really good. That was always thinking. I kind of like how like the back of the cards looked more than like Pokemon's did. But they had a game on PS2 that used it almost looked like it was supposed to be chess. And I think the you know, like the statues or whatever they used for it were different colors, but it was like, yeah, but like it was like Yu-Gi-Oh, but it used like chess pieces and I think they still had like some card art or something with it, but it was really odd. But I was just like, I have no idea what's going on with this, and like the graphics looked nice, but I was still like, I don't know what to do with this. So about 4 minutes in, I like stopped playing the game, and I was like, I'll go back to playing ATV Off-Road Fury 2, and then I did. Which I also have that game on here, but I don't know. I think that game was not one that I would really try to do when it comes to streaming stuff. I would actually really like to try the Simpsons Road Rage, doing that on here, but I think my only problem with that is that's a game where like I think I would have to have somebody else to be able to like actually talk about it or whatever else. Also, one of the few times where you'll actually see a move that hits a flying mon, which is Gust, Twister, Thunder. I want to say there's like one other move, at least in the older ones. What I'm doing on my, speaking of games, makes sense. I guess it makes sense to me. So I don't know much about the Yu-Gi-Ohs. I think I can, yeah, like I said, I have like the faint things that I can remember, but I never, sadly, watched it. And I'm wondering if maybe if I would have tried watching it, I could have gotten into it. But it's weird because like I know the Pokemon games, I only really got into them because it's what we had, but I enjoyed it. And I think when it came to their show, I liked its show a lot more. I'm actually going to use Iron Tail. Let's have some fun here. Oh no, Wing it. Steel Wing, my bad. Oh, I think that was one of the things I actually contemplated with myself is if I'm going to want to replace Steel Wing with another move. Because there was another move that I was thinking about teaching it. Oh, I think it was Double Edge. I'm like contemplating if I want to keep, you know, one over the other. Yeah, it's because like a part of me wants, because you can get Double Edge at the nice defense up. See, and that's like another reason why I kind of want to keep Steel Wing is like the chance to raise defense, which Aerodactyl was really lacking in. I hate poison, like poisoned as a secondary like effect of moves. It is so god dang annoying. Every time it's like I feel like 90% of the time, like if a move has or a poison move has that secondary effect of poison, it happens. And I don't know why. Yeah, let's just rock slide. Let's go for power. Knockout. Ooh, so close. But I think that was a flinch, so that's nice. And then we're just gonna wing attack. I think this is the last one. And we'll get to heal that freaking poison off. Yeah, we beat you, Mr. Mohawk. And I think I have Pecha Berry. No, that's TM's. I think I have Pecha Berries. Pecha. Hey, Pecha. Oh wait, no, that's Parison Berry. I have no Pecha, so we have... I think I picked up some antidotes because I remember just getting so agitated by how often I was getting poisoned, it was just so sad because I have a poison type that I was like, I can try to utilize you in doing that. It has not worked out, and I do not like that. Did I battle you? I did not. Again? I don't know. And I remember there were like YouTubers that I remember watching who like one of the things I like knew them for was they played like Pokemon games and a couple other ones. But then they like switched over. They got like super back into like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think it helped that I think they had an app game for it as well, or like a game for the PC that was Yu-Gi-Oh! And he got like super into that. So he was like, "Hey, if you guys kind of like the channel for this." Hate to say it, but I kind of got back into this, so I'm probably going to do this for a little while. And then he just did it for so freaking long, and I was like, well, guess I'm done watching this guy's stuff, either for a while or forever. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever really went back to watching them. Get in a Yu-Gi-Oh game pro tip: use weaker monsters that are capable of destroying their opponent's monster. Oh, awesome! Nice level up on me. Use weaker monsters that are capable of destroying the opponent's monster. Helps a lot if you don't know their monsters. So it's more so going for strategy than just pure power, which is a little bit of a bummer because I am a big like power guy, not in the sense of like lifting or something, but like I love being on the offense and just kind of like muscling your way through things, whether it's, you know, physical, special, whatever. Like that's usually my way to go. It's just, I guess you'd say like almost like brute force it. Maybe it's in there's another spot for it. Oh, because I know there's that side that tells you. I'm like looking for a hidden item there. Yeah, so like I don't know, like I'd be like, I know it's gonna like sound stupid, but I'd be like, no, I want to hit hard. Hitting hard is fun. But or like I'll make sure to try to like set up so I can hit hard. I mean, shoot, in my last battles on the last battling stream I did, I liked like using like mons that aren't necessarily, like, I guess you would say almost like weaker, because it is Grumpig, and I guess technically Venomoth, even though Venomoth kinda is not that bad, especially as of now, or as of late. But like, I'd like, if I could make something weaker, stronger, and then like brute force my way through that, I would do it. Because like most people would probably be like, oh, you're using Grumpig, that means it's probably going to be more defensive. And then it's like, no, my Grumpig is going to hit hard and it's going to be cool when it does. Brute force your opponent's face down cards can cost you, that's why you play cool, you can still brute force by timing. I mean, I don't mind games that do rely on strategy more so. I think, what is it? What is the... I actually think we did try to get into, I think, is it Magic? It has, like, one of the, like, it has, like, the typings are, like... Or I think there's, like, 4, and it's, like, the white one is, or it's, like one of the typings or whatever is called, like, plain. And then I think there's, like... Death, and then there's like a red one and a green one. I don't know what their names were. It was a card game, but I remember we like tried, like wife and I tried doing that a little bit, but I think like for some reason we just like never really truly got into it, even though the place was like super nice, and they like even gave us like a deck for free, because he was like, you know, he's like, we actually bought a few things too. It's not like we just, you know, came there, got some free stuff, and then never went back. I think we went like 2 or 3 times afterwards, mostly just to look at stuff, but we were still like, we're gonna just spectate, we don't necessarily know what's going on. And then I think we ended up not going back. I wouldn't mind trying to, you know, getting into it again, but I know she wouldn't, so if I did, it'd be just me. But that's if you brute force me. A lot of times you can brute force will be burn damage. Yeah, and I think one of the things also that I didn't necessarily like about Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 was, I think I didn't understand the whole like going to the Shadow Realm thing. But I think it's because like I had like seen like one of the first episodes I'd seen was like crazy deep into the show. So it was like, I was like, I was like, are they killing them? Is it some weird like I didn't know. I was like, is it like Kingdom Hearts kind of thing where like they actually have like, you know, whatever it is, where like there's like the Land of Darkness? Is it like some weird stuff like that? I had no idea what it really was. Which, I mean, you know, that's kind of what happens also when you just kind of get thrown into something in the middle of it, and you're like, yeah, of course I don't understand things because I wasn't there. I'm also, if you hear a little bit of clicking, it's because I am skipping a song that I'm not necessarily in the mood for right now. No, that doesn't mean... I hate when it does that. YouTube Music's like, oh, you skipped this song? Well, that means we're gonna adjust your playlist. I'm like, no, I'm just not in the mood right now. Don't like permanently think I don't want to listen to that. Japan, it's what you just asked. Yes, but America, no, ironically, without soul. Without soul, you're not alive. So, in Japan, it's what you just asked. Okay, so it is like a... Wait, so in Japan it's like they're dead, but America it's more like, oh, you're in the... Okay. See, and that's a lot of the times that's what happens too, and they do that because it's like for some reason, or not for some reason, but like over in Japan they usually are not like crazy, like they don't shelter their kids to some things after a certain age, and it's like compared to Americans, and even like a lot, you know, other like just Western culture or whatever, they usually try to like kind of like somewhat hide a lot of like things from you, and they don't go like crazy, you know, into like, oh yeah, no, like they're dead, like that's just it, like they, you know, don't come back. It's like no, it's like they're you know, they're asleep and they probably won't wake up for a long time ever. Which I don't know like why some do that. I don't think it's super necessary. It's like, yeah, just I mean, just kind of tell them, like, you know, what it is that's going on. Who cares? But I remember that was like a thing talking to like somebody else, because they were like, man, why is it that like... Actually, I think my wife even asked it. She was like, why is anime always like super sexualized and stuff? And I'm like, well, one, I think they just kind of culturally do that a little bit more. Like Americans do, but like when Americans do, they just kind of go like... They do it in a different way, whereas over there it's like a little more common to just have stuff like that, and they just don't care. Whereas here in America, it'd be like, no, that's bad. Don't do that. But, I don't know. It's like a thing too, where I think I don't care, because like as an adult, and as somebody who probably won't really have kids, only because it seems like our likelihood is really low. We're just gonna forever be the cool aunt and uncle with money and sleep. But I think it's gonna be one of those things where like you just try to like, I would want to just be factual about things, and if they're just like, well, I had people tell me that this is weird, and I'll be like, I mean, probably, yeah. I'll be like, oh, alright. And I'm like, yeah, but like, don't tell them that. I don't know. Because then you're gonna get in an argument, and then I'm gonna end up, you're gonna be like, well, my dad said, and I don't want to do the whole, oh, my dad said. I just don't care. Of course, it would also be kind of fun to have to be in the conversation where we're like, well, blah blah blah's dad said, and I'll be like, oh, great, now you gotta deal with other people telling your kid things. Dude, I actually think like I know people who didn't know Santa wasn't real until like way too late, and by that point I think like I knew like one person who, I mean, we were in middle school and he still freaking believed in him, and he was like, no, he's real, and we were like, what? Like there was a lot of people who were being dicks about it, but like I was like, no dude, like legitimately, like Santa's not real, man. And he was like, what? Seriously? And I was like, well, yeah. Like, bro, come on, like, where do you think this stuff actually comes from? He was like, well, I legitimately thought it was brought by him. And I was like, no, dude. I was like, you never kind of, like, looked into, like, how, like, you know, people who clearly have more money than we do, how they usually end up getting nicer shit during Christmas, and then we don't? I wasn't really hungry that much, but I know that I have to, because I have a nice sensitive stomach, I have to eat earlier, like, dude, and I totally understand, like, old people now when they're like, oh yeah, we eat dinner at like 5 o'clock or whatever. I totally get it, because if I eat like too late, Then when I go to sleep, I have to make sure I have to lay like on my left side or something, because of my acid reflux. It's so sad. But if I eat like early enough, but don't also wait like too long, and I also like my biggest thing too that's been helping out is like not overeating, which I mean in general that's like everybody should be doing that. Saving money, also like just overeating doesn't help with anything. But like I would overeat and then, or especially like fried food and stuff, which I believe you were the one who told me that as well. Should I stay away from that stuff? It has actually helped. But yeah, but if I definitely eat like too late, then I'm like, all right, well I either have to push off sleep or I'm going to just have to like sit completely upright while I sleep, which I've had to do like twice, probably in the last like 3 or 4 months since I've really stopped. What move are you trying to learn? I want to say this is Roar. Jackal Gen 3. I want to say maybe that's Roar or Whirlwind. Oh, okay, so at 36, this is Scary Face. Yeah, I'm not learning Scary Face. The next moves that this thing will learn is Takedown and Hyper Beam. I will not be teaching those moves. I don't think I really care that much about it. So this will be... yeah, I will not learn any more of the level up moves for Aerodactyl. But, I mean, that's fine. They're really... like, the only other good move that it kind of learned was Agent Power, which, since I had Rock Slide, I thought it was a little redundant to have 2 rock moves. The only reason that I would have Rock Slide is for... not Rock Slide. Agent Power would be for the potential 6+. That's the only reason I'd have it. Which I actually, in that Yan Mega that I have in my Gen 9 battles that I do, I actually got the Agent Power boost like once or twice, like early on into using it. And I was super happy about that. But I think I'm also going to potentially switch out Yan Mega out of that team as well. Not positive though. Because, oh yeah, we're talking, dude, that's what my grandma recommended. She always said, she was like, yeah, like, lay it on the floor, like, it helps with a lot of stuff. Back hurts, lay on the floor for a little while. Of course, now, for me, it's more so laying on the, it's gonna sound like such an old person thing, but I can lay down on the Tempur-Pedic, and, I literally just have to, like, lay on my back if my back is hurting. And usually it's because I accidentally hurt it doing something stupid or whatever. Actually, I think waterfalls would be the better option. And I'll just have to like lay there. Well, hello there, buddy. What's up? No, stay away from my water. Don't lick it. I don't want you to do that. That makes me sad. Oh my gosh, you have so much loose skin from when you were a Chunkers. That's like something I just like keep noticing like more about my dog as I'm like petting him, and I'm like, man, something about him feels like a little off, but it's because he was so he was a little bit of a chonkers, and we've been like I've been going outside with him. We like wife's taking him more on walks. I take him to the dog park and we run around in there, which his ears perked up when I said that. So now I'm hoping I'm not putting ideas in his head. But yeah, like he is in way better shape now. Well, also we're not giving him a lot of like sugary foods, and that's like not a dig on. It's not a dig on like the previous owner or anything, but like his kid would just feed him sugary stuff. But we don't really do that now, and it's mostly because one, I just want him to do better. Want him to last as long as he can. I think he'll appreciate it in the long run too. But like it's like he looks like he's like walking around a little better too. Yeah, and it's just nice being able to like properly take care of something. which kind of sucks though, because I am putting more effort into making sure that my dog is healthy, and I am not putting in, I don't think, the same amount of effort as I should to myself. I've actually had one for. You would think pressure on the pain hurts more. Dude, depending on what it is, if it's like something that's out of place, the pressure, just because of like you doing it, you're like trying to like put it back into place, will help. Like, it's really weird, like sometimes just pressure on something is just like weirdly is a fix. I totally know where you're coming from with that one. Some nice healthy water. I'm gonna try to go for another, I want to say another 45 minutes to an hour. I'm essentially just kind of waiting for the wife to get home, because once the wife gets home, then I'm gonna, for sure, I'll be hopping off and doing whatever. But we are also, and I actually forgot, so glad somebody else had reminded me of it, that's also supposed to be going on this with us. I'll be going to an amusement park later this weekend, and they were just like, yeah, can't wait to go on Sunday, and I was like, oh shit, that's right, yeah, we're going to do that, so... Oh, excuse me. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing that, but because she's supposed to be going with us, but we're driving her up, she's gonna be staying overnight, so that we can just get the stuff that we need to done, well, not get done, but where she lives at is out of the way of where we have to go. So we're gonna have her overnight, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna freaking go crazy on Sunday at the amusement park, which is a place that I have never, well, I went to the Six Flags in Cali, but I haven't gone to the place that's here in Ohio. Let's go with, I'm gonna go with Fly, because I'm not in the mood to see freaking Minimize again. There we go, sweet. But yeah, because I think when it comes to like this weekend too, it's gonna pretty much be Friday night. I'm gonna try to do a little stuff by myself. I might try to come on here, but if I'm here on Friday, it's gonna be Gen 9 battles. And I am thinking about replacing Yan Mega, just with what I'm not certain. But I think right now I need to focus more on Fire Red though. I'm gonna beat Kaiba. Is that the dude that I was talking about earlier? Is that his name, Kaiba? Is that what it is? Maybe it is Kaiba. Cause like he's one that I think like Kaiba. Okay, yes it is Kaiba. Yeah, he's the one. Like, for some reason, then, like, some of the stuff I think I remember him wearing, he reminded me of, like, Gary Oak for some reason. But I think it was also his personality that kind of made you want, like, made you think of that. Guy with the blue eyes is Kaiba, basically, Yugi's rival. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like, for some reason I remember, like, him. But I think it's because, from what I can recall, I think he was actually a really good rival. Which is probably why I can, like I said, why I kind of remember him being a thing. It's because they did a good job with him. But I'm also not used to, there was just a lot of shows when I was younger. I just did not watch it. But I'm also thinking too, because like when I was watching like a lot of those shows, it was on, originally it was Kids WB. But then they changed it to 4Kids TV, I think it was. I think they changed it to 4Kids. And that was like... Oh, what is it? They had that weird, like, Scooby and Shaggy show where they didn't have the whole group. It was just him and Scooby. And they were, like, living in Shaggy's uncle's mansion, because I guess he like inherited it or something. I think it was like that. But it was like that, I think for some reason at the time they were showing like the Johto Journeys. Viva Pinata was on also. Crypto the Superdog was another show that would be on there. And then it was weird too, because like they would be like once the 4 kids section kind of like would almost be done, they'd be like, and then at 11, you know, like whatever adult show, like freaking I think they would say, like, I think it would just like simply say something like, and then you know, then you go outside or some crap like that. I don't remember. 37 and 37. Because I'm still waiting also, I think it's for 50. At level 50 is when Shelder learns Hydro Pump. And I do want this Shelder to have Hydro Pump. I'm actually going to put Shelder up front right now, because I do intend to use Aerodactyl predominantly for the next gym we're gonna go to, not necessarily like the next gym in line, because I actually technically skipped the line by going to Koga first, but I went to Koga so I can get Surf, so I can get my Aerodactyl as soon as I could. And yeah, we'll Surf you. For Kaiba's Revenge and Duel in the Coliseum's Total. Man, is he, like, they never did, like, a redemption thing for him? He's just always been a bad dude? What song is this? Why I'm not feeling this slow here? I don't know, maybe it's also because I'm so used to, like, how Dragon Ball, like, does their stuff. Where, like, literally everybody gets redeemed. Even though Vegeta literally kills everybody, or killed a lot of people, him and, Nappa. And it sucks, because the only way that I remember that it's Nappa is because I just think of a shut up Nappa. He was never actually a bad person, just did bad things. Okay, so kind of like a... You know, I was gonna say like Riku, but Riku initially was not really trying to do anything bad. He just got possessed by a big old minion. Yeah, man, I think it's because I was thinking about getting Cloyster to like level 40 or something, and then getting everybody else done, and then whatever rare candies and stuff that I had. Like, I was thinking, like, getting it to, like, a point where, like, if I have the rare candies to get Shelder leveled up to 50, I'll do that as soon as I could. But then I had the issue of, do I want to keep Shelder as a Shelder for Blame? Or do I want to risk having it being a Cloyster, which will then be neutral to Fire Blast, and having a lower special defense than physical, and then having to deal with that? Aerodactyl's not holding an experience share, is it? Oh, you know what? You were holding an experience share, because I believe I actually spot that over. Yes, it was. We gave this to you. I forgot I freaking had it holding the experience share. Are you still poisoned? No, yeah, you're poisoned. Okay. Let's heal off that poison. Right, meow. Healed, and then I'll see. Oh, excuse me for the yawn. I'll see if I'll see how well this goes before I want to use that lemonade on it. Kaiba's Redemption was in season 4. Helped her save the world. Oh. Kinda like Giovanni. Well, Giovanni was. Yeah. Okay. Is it weird that when I think of Giovanni, I don't think of, like, the Gen 1 Giovanni? For some reason, I think, like, my first go-to thought for him is in Black and White 2 at the PWT. For some reason, that's, like, the first thing I think of when I think of Giovanni. And I also, like, for some reason, I know, like, I also just, like, completely don't really care about like how they did the whole Rainbow Rocket thing for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It felt like such a weird like it wasn't like fully thought out, and they just kind of like made it up, and I hated it. I think my dog will hear something that I don't know. I think it's just a noisy car, buddy. I think it was a car. Well, your hearing is better than mine. That's why you're still listening. Oh wait, now I think I maybe hear it again. See, and he just keeps staring, and I don't know what it is that he hears. But now he's like looked away. He's not listening anymore. So I'm guessing we're fine. New attack, I should be able to take that hit well. Took that less than I thought I was going to. I am also now regretting using Icicle Spear, because I am not Skill Link. I think we're going to use... anything else? Yeah, it's just Lemonades. How many... I have 7... If I just get Shelter up to 43, I can have my Shelter with Hydro Pump and then evolve it. And a part of me kind of wants to do that, and another part of me does not want to do that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just did not like the whole... I did not like the concept of Rainbow Rocket. I thought it was kind of stupid. Like, it felt so... Like I said, it felt just kind of like out of nowhere. And just kind of like, people want the old things. We don't know what to do at Gen 7, so we'll do this. And it bothered me so much. But I also... I don't exactly remember the last time that I actually played those games legitimately. Gosh, it must have been like 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. I think the most recent thing I remember trying to do was I tried playing, I think I tried playing like Ultra Moon, and I think I tried using, like I remember I always used Rowlet, because I like Rowlet out of the 3 starters. I think that one was better. But I remember, like, I had the Rowlet, and then I was going to use a Mankey. And then for some reason I just, like, stopped playing it. Those guys were... Yeah, man, like, you don't take hostages? You can be weird like that? Hostages are totally necessary when doing the bad. Oh, was that a... I was just without... Oh my gosh, Chloe, or Shelter, you didn't take that move. Shit. You know what? This is a fun thing I always like doing, is having a... This should be Tackle still, right? That I traded Leaf. Well, he has a real Razor Leaf. Damn, now you're dead. Bye, Bulbasaur. And now I'm trying to contemplate if I want to go all the way back. Did I miss Tackle? That was sad. Why did you miss Tackle? What are you doing? I think well... Ooh. Apologies for that. I believe Venusaur... I think Venusaur learns Double Edge naturally in this? Or does it not learn that Double Edge until, like, Gen 4? Okay, so yeah, it does not learn that naturally. Gen 4, though. Gen 4 is where it starts learning Double Edge naturally. Okay. Or via level up. Shouldn't say naturally. Because you can still teach it to it in this with the move tutor, but it didn't start learning it itself until next gen. Those guys. Yeah, man. The hostages are the way to go when you're doing the big bads. But I don't do the big bads. I think like, and it's weird because like in like games where they have like the option of doing like good or evil stuff, I think, or for some reason I always try to, well, if it's like as simple as black and white, good or bad, I'll always play like the game the first time doing good, and then I'll try playing again going on the evil side just to see what the differences are. But if it's a game like I think it's like Shadow the Hedgehog or, you know, other stuff like that, I'll always try the, you know what, I can fly. Why not fly to the place I've already been to, and then I can just go the other way? Because I do want to have Shelter healed up. I kind of want to get it leveled up a little bit. Nuts, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, had Double Edge on Stadium, remember that? Because it was one of the moves you get in stadiums. Yeah, because like, well, back then also Double Edge was a TM. I don't know, I mean it probably is nowadays also, like it's probably remade into a TM. But in Gen 4 it was not a TM anymore. But I think they, because I know, and also like, was it Fire Red Leaf Queen had a TM for Double Edge, or not TM. You learn Double Edge from the guy that's at the end of Victory Road. And then in Emerald there's a guy that'll teach Double Edge. I think they're in what's the one where the 8th gym is at? Inside the crater. For some reason I can't think of what that city is. It's not Moss Deep. Man, I'm gonna have to like look that up or whatever, but I believe it's there's a move tutor in the Pokemon Center that'll teach you that. And then when you go to the little I guess you call it a town. You go to the one with like the little like water bridges on it. There's a guy there that'll teach you Explosion. That's how I have my camera ups in my Emerald that has Explosion on it. It's from that move tutor. Because Explosion was fun up to Gen 4. After Gen 5 onward, they get rid of it halves the defense and then does the damage. And it ruined a couple of mons from being really good. Or even from like Gengar being able to still use it. Because you could still legitimately use Gengar with Explosion in Gen 4. Just because it had that defense lowering effect. Which is weird because it doesn't actually lower your defense, it just has the defense lowered for the move. Which was super unique. But yeah, no, like Double Edge is not, and like Double Edge is a fun move. If you have a way to recover, or if you have something with Rockhead. Which is why, like, there were a lot of times where, like, if I used Aeron, I had to make sure that it was Rockhead, because I did like actually teaching it Double Edge. And then like sometimes I would then like transfer it up to the newer games. You know, I don't think it was an egg move, but like I would try to like have it to where I could get like Double Edge and Head Smash, which I don't think was possible until later on. Because Head Smash was also not like a tutor move or anything else. I want to try to be silly and use Icicle Spear, because you're using Whirlwind. Can I get at least 3? No, I'm gonna get Whirlwinded. That's cool. Bye, Shelter. I would say no matter what comes out, you're not gonna like it. Oh, I thought that was gonna be Shockwave. Wait, I wonder which slot I had Shockwave in. Oh, well. I beat the Birdman. The Birdman. Go sailing. I'm also hoping, so like for some reason I've been getting copyright strikes for somebody saying like, or some. I guess it's must be the. I'm thinking it's the whatever they use the auto detection for music and shit. It keeps thinking that I'm using music from some like music video or like some cover that somebody did, but they have like the cover copyrighted, and it's like it's saying that I like am using that, and I'm like, no, this is just Fire Red. This is stupid. So pretty much like every time that happens, I have to, just because like it'll show copyright on it, and then it'll be like, this doesn't affect your channel. But I'm like, I feel like this absolutely affects it. So like every time I'm gonna put up a rebuttal for it, so that hopefully it can kind of catch. Oh, we're like mislabeling things as copyrighted, or not so much as copyright, but it's like, oh, they're not using copyrighted material. Oopsie doodles. Well, I guess the music is still technically copyright, but like because I'm using it in this scenario, it's okay to do. Which I'm hoping I don't have to, because I do want to use regular game audio, but there's a real chance I might have to use other music while I do this, which I hope I don't necessarily have to. No. And then I think there's only 2 more trainers. There's her. I think there's only 1 other beauty that I have to beat. If not 2 other beauties I'd have to beat. I'm gonna try to stay out for this, because I think the best move this thing's gonna have is Absorb. But I can also get a crit, that works too. Not gonna be upset about getting a crit. And I'm gonna probably bet crit mattered, so doing this I might not get it. No, we still did. Okay, I like this. And then we're gonna stay out. No, I thought I hit B. I did not. I probably got like at least another like 15 minutes where I can do this. I feel like I didn't make the progress that I necessarily wanted to, but I also want to make sure that I battle everybody that I can, getting all the money I can, all the experience that I can. Oh no, that was the last trainer. Okay, cool. Oh, I've got another song in my head now because of what I'm listening to. I gotta make sure I don't hum it out loud. Or I don't know. Are you allowed to hum music? I never know. A million different ways to do the thing. So we have all those trainers done. So now I can go to Celadon. And I can actually... I'm gonna try... Because part of me didn't want to use Aerodactyl for Celadon's gym. Only because... I don't want it to get the EVs necessarily. That's gonna predominantly be in there. But I kind of have to. So now I can do this, where we're gonna get my Cutmon out. Which, I don't remember who it is, but I know Dugtrio can learn it, so that's cool. So we'll do this. Right, because let me see. So I believe it should be able to learn Cut. You and Venusaur, but I don't want Venusaur to know it, because that's a dumb move to have it know. Bye, Fury Swipes. Granted, I'm not going to be using Dugtrio. I don't know, what nature did it have? If it was anything other than, like, Adamant, I probably wouldn't really care. Yeah, because that's not it. I actually think that's I think if I remember correctly, it was actually a bad nature for it to have. Before the time. Good song. I'm listening to a good song now. So now we get to go. We gonna beat. Why is her name escaped? Erica? Erica, I believe so. Looking forward to this fight. I forget, I think there's something else. Like, I don't know if he says something different compared to like the Japanese version. Let's see, so we have Switch. So you had the Quick Claw, and then there's Aerodactyl here. Because the only other one that I would really want to use throughout this at all would be Alakazam, and then maybe Venusaur to try to avoid some poison powders. Other than that though, Venusaur is not really fit to do anything here other than tackle, and if I were to try to tackle everything here, granted if it's something like this, not impossible, but yeah, I would not want to have to just tackle everything. Like if it was just me playing this, I probably would be okay with doing that, but I'm here with people, and people don't want to just watch tackle for like 30 minutes. I'm also gonna say at this point, which I know I usually say at like 20 minutes or so in, but you know what? I forgot to ask. Or, yeah, I guess it was, well, ask or offer, whatever. If you're having a good time hanging out here, whether you're watching this now or this is in the future, I'd appreciate it if you left a like that guy did. I appreciate it greatly. And if you didn't like it, well, why don't you let me know why you didn't like it? I'm interested in the feedback. But the likes are appreciated, and feedback is also appreciated. Especially like once I like figured out what was wrong with my sound, I was very happy to like actually learn how to make sure that was good and proper. Because I'm pretty sure me having like a sound issue very much sounded like a kid from like 2010 just trying to play Minecraft, and it just sounded atrocious. But it's also because I thought it was like an issue of like me just like being too close to the mic, and it's like, no, your gain is too high. And I was like, what's gain? And the only gains I know are the kind you get in the gym. And that didn't help with anything because my mic was like, we don't care about your jokes, like we're gonna have sound issues. But then I got that figured out, and now we're Gucci. At least that's what the kids say. The kids say Gucci. Give my neck a little stretch. That's like a thing. They started like putting little signs and stuff up for like if you're sitting at a desk or doing like, you know, work that's at like a bench or something and you're doing it for a long time. They're trying to really push the idea of doing like desk stretches. And it's like not necessarily like you don't have to stand up to do this. You can just do like these simple wrist stretch. And these stretches for your hands, and these like simple arm stretches that you can do while still staying seated. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure people just do that like naturally, like they already know if they're feeling it to like move around. And because like I mean I've witnessed it, but I guess I guess they do it because it's some kind of like, in case anybody in the future tries to say, oh, you know, it's for me doing this job, I have like an injury. And they could be like, no, we put up preventative measures. You're not allowed to do anything that comes back to us. That's your own fault. Because I know that's what they did for me, like, while, like, because, like, everybody in the military always, like, one of the things, like, pretty much, like, everybody, as long as you try to claim it, got it, was 10% disability for hearing loss. Because, you know, it's like, well, yeah, sometimes just loud noises were a thing. But they tried to make sure that like as many people couldn't get that the hearing loss 10%, which is something that's kind of hard to truly prove whether you have it or not have it. So it's the disproving part that's hard for them to do. But they have like anywhere that you're supposed to go, you are supposed to wear some form of hearing protection. And if you know you're going to have to be, like, with prolonged hearing protection, you have to wear double ear protection, which is, like, the earphones and the earmuffs. And they, so, like, now they're like, oh, yeah, no, you can't claim hearing loss. If you didn't have your hearing protected, it's kind of your fault. And that upset a lot of people. They're like, wait, so I can't get my 10? It's like, yeah, I mean, everybody was getting it. So we had to, like, fix that. It's pretty wacko. But that's what happened. It was one of the things. I want to say I'll probably end up finishing this gym, and then I think I'm gonna call it an evening here. I'm wondering if I want to try to do like longer streams like I was doing before, but I think my issue was me doing the longer ones. I was neglecting things at home. I kinda don't want to do that, especially since now at my home it's not just me that has to deal with it. That's the doggo. I mean, I still have the wife, which, I mean, she's also able to do stuff too, but I think with, like, not having me putting any effort into it, I think really affects it in a negative way, so. And I want to try to also, like, actually be on more on the weekends at the times where I can, but I think my only problem with it right now is, like, for Saturdays, the time where I'm available the most. Well, actually, it's gonna change now. It'll be like every other Saturday. Usually, I'm 100% free in the mornings, because my wife will sleep in, so I could do stuff in the morning if I wanted to. But like starting like every couple of Saturdays, she'll be working, so I actually would have the availability on a Saturday evening to do it, or even a Saturday afternoon. Or even like a Saturday midday. Could do that also. But I think a lot of the problems that I kind of have is I will either be like sort of hungover-ish, or I'll have the issue of, again, if it's just me, that's not, I would be an absolute bore, because I usually will try to do a little bit of my like my fun time brownies or cookies, and I'll like still kind of be feeling it in the morning, so like I'll be like way too like low energy and sluggish and probably like empty-headed or scatterbrained if I try doing stuff. And I also have this thing where I want to like have it to where like on Friday nights, or you know, like not every Friday night, but like have it on some Friday nights where maybe like I'll like play a specific game or something, but I'll do it like while drinking, or maybe like slightly high, like nothing crazy. But my only issue with that is I don't want to like do it and people be like, you know, you're like promoting doing like these crappy things, and I don't want to like be that guy. I think that's like that would be one of my and that'd be like a personal issue I would have doing that. So don't know. It's like things that I'm thinking about if I want to try to do that. But I'm also contemplating too if I want to make this like my Pokemon channel, and then make like a second channel that'll be other games, like everything other than Pokemon. Because I know when it comes to Pokemon, people want to have like specific. They like only want Pokemon. They wouldn't want to see like a variety of games, because that is just such like a specific genre. But I'm not positive though. And like time will tell what it is I'll end up deciding to do. But yeah, so there's a real world potential. I could possibly make a second channel that would be for other games, because I was thinking too that like, oh, you know, like other games that I play in here aren't doing like crazy well, but at the same time I don't have like a huge following yet, so like everything that I do kind of is like either does okay, or I have to do something that's like super mainstreamy that I don't want to do, that would get people here. But I mean, that's typically what you want to do though, like, because like the stuff that I do right now is stuff that I would be cool with kind of like being around for, or I imagine that there's like people who would fit the demographic of what it is I'm wanting to do. Because that's something that like I kind of like notice that like I try to watch like a new, like I'll watch like a more modern like YouTuber or somebody else who will like be playing a game that I like, but the problem is it's like they can't just play the game and just like hang out. It's like, okay, we're gonna play Pokemon, but like all the types are reversed, and we're gonna have to just deal with it. Or it's gonna be like, you know, oh, like the Mons have like random evolutions and we have to like deal with that, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from with it, but I don't like that idea. Do I want to? I'm trying to think if I want to go. So you're 40. I think I'll get everybody to 40. And then once I get everybody else to 40, I'll get Shelter to like 43 or 45. And then I think I'm going to use, depending on how it goes, I might use rare candies and just get it to 50, and then it'll have to just kind of like sit on the sidelines until everybody else catches up. Or I really will just probably try to go as far as I can, or even just try to get Shelter naturally up to 50 without using candies. I don't know, but we'll have to see how it goes. So we just beat her. So now the next one is Sabrina, Blaine, and then Giovanni. Which I think I also have not done Silphco yet. I don't believe I have. I think I can. Can I do Silphco right now? Let's check. I want to say I should be able to. Because it'd be the only other way to get Sabrina. Yeah, so I could. So you know what? I think that's probably what I'll do next. Is we'll go through Silphco, we'll get everybody to 40, and then we'll work on Shelter. Well, we'll get Shelter the highest level, like 43 to 45. And then we'll get everybody like kind of caught up. And it's going to really just be dependent on, do I want to see, or do I want to try to get just closer to 50 with that Hydro Pump? And then just kind of use it as a red button. Because I think I remember before wanting to say I wanted it to be like my red button mod. So I'm going to leave the team like as it is, but I am going to heal here. But I will definitely finish off the stream here though. Because my wife should be here in a little while. And I feel like just over an hour is pretty good. So, used regular music today, so don't have to shout out nobody for that. Or not really, I guess not so much shout out, but, you know, annotate, you know, that I'm using something else's music. So, definitely have my Discord in the description. I do hang out in there often. I have a few people that's in there also that I hang out with. Yeah, so check out the description with that. Later this week, I'll probably be on again with more Gen 9 battles. Definitely come by for that if you're interested. And, you know, going against somebody who's using stuff that they like using, not necessarily the best Pokemon in the world. Or if you want to see Grumpig get like a low-key sweep going on, definitely check out my last one. Yeah, I think other than that, I'll see you guys in the future. And let me know also, would you guys want to see the after game, or if it's just let's just get to the Elite Four, then I'll move on to the next game. I'm gonna be cool with either. If I end up not doing the after game on stream, I'll do it on my off time because I do want to get to the Swords Dance move tutor. And I kind of want to utilize that for some mons that I have in my Emerald or my Leaf Green. So, yep, I will see you guys later on. Hopefully, if not tomorrow, for sure Thursday. And then Friday is going to be finicky. Contemplating if I want to do something on here, but if I do, see if there'll be anything extra about it. So, peace out, Cub Scouts. Thank y'all for stopping by. And thank you for your support, any that you do.